So the next example we are having, still differentiating from the first principle, we have y is equals to x squared plus 4x. I said when you are solving or you are differentiating from the first principle, always the first thing you do, you will write our function given to you, which is x squared plus 4x, then call this equation 1. Then the next step will be adding small increments. So the next step here will be adding small increments in both sides. So if we add small increment to y, our y here will become y plus small increment in y. Our y will become y plus small increment in y, which is equals to x plus small increment in x. I told you that this small increment in x, we add it only to x value. We don't say that x squared plus small increment in x. This is not correct. So we add this small increment to x. Then what is happening on x up here, that we are seeing that x is being squared, so we put back the square. The same thing here, we shall have plus 4 into x plus delta x. Then if you try to expand this, we shall have y plus delta y is equals to x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x, everything squared, plus 4x plus 4 delta x. 4 delta x. Then if we name this equation 2, we said we are going to have equation 2 minus equation 1, meaning what is here on this side, we subtract what is on the right hand side of equation 1. So it means we shall have y plus delta y minus y of this equation 1, giving us what is on the right hand side of equation 2, which is x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x, everything squared, plus 4x plus 4 delta x. Then we subtract what is here. When we subtract this negative sign, we shall have negative x squared minus 4x. Then here we are going to see what is cancelling. What is cancelling? We have x squared on this side is cancelling with this positive x squared. Then here we have negative 4x. And also here we have positive 4x. They are cancelling. If they cancel, it means even on the right hand side we have y and y cancelling. So we shall have our equation now is going to be delta y is given by what has remained. What has remained, we have 2x delta x plus delta x squared, then plus 4 delta x. From this step, we now go to the other step of dividing through by delta x on both sides. So we shall have our delta y over delta x is equals to 2 x delta x plus delta x squared, then plus 4 delta x over delta x. When you factor out delta x from the numerator, we shall have our equation given by delta x out. Here we are remaining with 2x plus delta x plus 4 all over delta x. And we are seeing that this delta x is cancelling with the one on top. So we shall have our delta y over delta x to be the same as 2x plus delta x plus 4. Then we take limit on both sides. We shall have limit as delta x approaches 0 of delta y delta x is equals to limit as delta x approaches 0 of 2x plus delta x plus 4. Now here, what we know that as delta y, what we know that the limit that as delta x approaches 0, our limit of delta x approaching 0, delta y over delta x is going to become as dy over dx. So it will imply that our equation here will become dy dx is equals to, from here, this delta x will become 0. So it means our equation this side will remain 2x plus 4. So on the right hand side we have 2x plus 4 as our final answer. And that is what we get when you differentiate this function from the first principle.